Okay, welcome back to WordPress for Educators, where educators come to learn WordPress. Now in this video I'm going to show you how to work with themes. Now themes are the design element of WordPress. So you have a couple of different layers. You have one layer that's the data layer. So that's going to be your text, your images, any of the files that you upload to WordPress, and some of the things that you type in, like on the settings page or into any of the fields in the dashboard. And you also have a presentation layer, and the presentation layer is what people actually see on the front end, and that's going to be a series of themes. And the themes are the forward-facing part of your website, so that's going to control not only colors and fonts and things like that, but it's actually going to control the layout of the website as well. And then there's another layer in between those that is a code layer that calls to the database and pulls the information and puts it in the right place on the website in the theme. So that's basically the nuts and bolts of how WordPress works. And we are, with WordPress.com, you don't have to be worried about very much of that. You're going to deal with the information and you're going to deal with themes. So we have our website content. We thought through a little bit what we want. So we want a photograph of you. We want your name, your position, the school of your current position. And then I also want a few pages, so about and contact and CV for sure. And then maybe if you have some special side projects you're working on with another professor or another school or another school district or whatever you're doing, you can actually have a page for those projects to explain or to give a little bit more information and a link to the project site or something like that. What we also need is a theme, and so I've taken the liberty. WordPress actually has quite a few themes, so I've taken the liberty of going through and thinking through this type of information and knowing what we need to put on the website. What would be a really good theme to be able to display that in a way that's going to be easy for users whenever they get to the website, either on mobile devices or on a desktop, to be able to see who you are, and be able to get to those pages and that information as quickly and as readily as possible. So these are some of the themes that I came up with for free. So one is Sorbet and Big Brother and Nuclear and Sapor and Baskerville and Libre and Serrano and Ryu. So these are all really good themes to check out. Now I'm going to use just kind of a baseline theme for WordPress, which is also really good. So the people who create WordPress, they actually create themes every year based on new technologies and new trends, and those are always available to everyone for free, regardless of where you are or what version of WordPress you use. So these are all free as well. And then there's also some premium ones, and I'll show you in the theme panel. The premium themes, you pay one time to purchase the theme. And then these have some more premium features. They look a little bit nicer, a little bit more complex designs. So if you're willing to pay the $40 or $50 or $60 one time, you can actually get quite an upgrade on the way that the theme looks, and you'll be able to see the difference between the two. But these are also really nice themes. They're going to be very clean. They're not going to be cluttered with a lot of information or a lot of design extras. So if you like that look, then these are going to be really perfect for you. So let's go back to our WordPress dashboard. So remember, when we log in, this is what we see. And then you can click on the WordPress Admin, and then it takes you to this section here. I'm not going to go through a lot of the different things like screen options and help and things like that in this tutorial. Maybe that can be an add-on for later videos. But on our dashboard, there are a couple things that you need to be able to see. And one is going to be when you hover over this part that says My Sites. You have your whatever you chose as your domain, so something.wordpress.com right here. This tells you which site you're using. If you have multiple websites, you can switch that here. And if you want to view what your site looks like, that's this one here. So let's take a look at what the website looks like right now. This is actually the theme that we're going to use. It's called 2016, and this is the latest iteration of free themes from the people at WordPress. Actually, the people at Automatic, who are the kind of the guardians of WordPress. And you can see that there's one blog post, and when you scroll on the right side, it moves, but this part on the left side does not move, this sidebar. So I actually like this look because it keeps you front and center. So this is kind of why we're going to go with this one. So we can put all of your information, your web pages, even your social media if you want, over here, and it keeps you front and center. So I think we're going to go with that look right now. But let's also go through some other themes. In order to get back to that, we roll over my site, and then we can go back to the WP Admin, and it takes us right back to our dashboard. If you roll over the Appearance tab, you can see this is all the stuff that controls the way the website looks. So you have your themes, you have Customize, which we'll go over later, widgets, menus, the header, which is like the large header image that you see over the top of a lot of websites these days. If the theme has enabled a background, then you can also change the background. So like if on this page here, you would be able to change this gray color to either an image or some sort of texture, or change the colors. And then finally, you have some mobile styling there. You can make choices of how the website looks on mobile. These are all going to be relatively different. Some themes may have more to this than others, and most of them are always going to have the menus, the widgets, Customize, and the themes. Those are kind of baseline parts to a WordPress website. So let's click on themes. And then here, you can see that we have 378 themes available. Now these are all available through WordPress. You can see we're looking at all of them. And then we can also filter by free or premium. And right now, our active theme is 2015. So we can check out the theme details. It tells us a little bit about the blog, shows us a little thumbnail of what it looks like, and then also allows us to jump straight to some of those appearance menu items. Now we can also look at any of these other themes, and it tells us kind of what is in the theme already. It gives us a little image of what it would look like with content in it. You can activate the theme, which makes it your theme, or you can preview the theme, which will allow you to see the theme with your content in it. Or you can look at a demo with some dummy content, so it's not yours, but it's a more filled out version of what the theme might look like. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through some of these free themes, and I'll show you how to do a filter and a search. So remember, we have our themes here, and I'll show you what they look like. So if we type in the first one is called Sorbet. And this is what Sorbet looks like. This was created by the people at Automatic. They're actually the ones, kind of the guardians of WordPress. They're the ones that when you pay for your domain name, that's the company you'll deal with. Sorbet has a nice basic header up here. Each of these is a clickable link that'll open up another kind of a sub-menu. So this will open up, I believe, your pages, and then you'll have some other things, social media. You can also the magnifying glass in order to do a search on the website. It's mostly a basic blog layout, so you'll have a sidebar on the right side. You'll have all of your content on the left side. If you have a little bit more fun personality, this would be a really great one. If you're going for something a little bit more professional, there are others that are better suited to that. So I'm just showing you the basics of how you can get around and how you can see the different ones, the different themes. Again, here's our list. You can stop the video and write these down so that you can go through them yourself. I'm not going to go through every single one of them, but I do want to show you this one here. It's a very interesting one. So let's type that in. And so it comes up here. You can see it's quite pricey, $125. So even for a WordPress theme, that's pretty expensive. But the theme itself is really amazing, and what it allows you to do if you have video or audio lectures and you wanted to highlight those as a part of who you are, or you want to include those in some way with a CV. Those will actually show up here, and when you click this link, it'll show a list kind of down here of the different lectures that you have produced, audio lectures that you can upload, and then people could actually listen to your audio lectures, which adds a whole different dimension to your personal online profile, where people are not just reading about the things that you've done, but they're actually able to listen to some of the work that you've created or produced. So if you have something like that, I thought that this would be a really great theme. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw it, is if you had that type of audio, visual, or audio media type of extra information that you wanted to share, or it's a big part of what you do or who you are, then it might be worth it to splurge for this particular theme. So, and I'll show you very quickly the demo of what it looks like. So it does look great. So it's been designed really well. You can see when you click here that you have each of these recordings that you would be able to click on, and the user can control those through a next and a previous. So it would be a little bit of an interesting type of thing if you had some audio lectures to do. All right, so I will let you go through those themes, kind of decide which one is best for you, and based on this information that especially that we want to show about you, I've kind of looked and determined that these themes would be really great just right out of the box. It wouldn't require a lot of customization or thinking about how to change the theme to manipulate it to match what you want to do. These things would just be very clear. And again, we are also going to use we're going to use this 2016 theme, or 2015, I'm sorry. This will be the theme that we use, and you'll see for some obvious reasons why I'm using it as we get into more of the videos. So make sure you watch through the videos. This is a whole series, and again, at the end, you're going to have a finished product. This is not just a basic tutorial on how to use WordPress, but we're actually creating a finished product at the end, which is your personal